Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Stephen Jones on Micah Parsons' contract. Obviously, he is an important part of what we're about. Receiver CeeDee Lamb held out of the offseason program and training camp in 2024 before the Cowboys gave him a contract extension. Edge rusher Micah Parsons might have to take the same path to get the deal he wants before the 2025 season. Parsons is entering the fifth-year option on his deal and unlikely to play on that after being woefully underpaid in 2024 with a $2.989 million base salary. I don't think anyone's ever underestimated Micah's value in terms of what he can bring, Executive Vice President Stephen Jones told Jory Epstein of Yahoo Sports. From the day he walked in the door, he's been one of those guys who, when he's rolling, it's a problem for the other guys, and they got to find him. They got to figure out how they're going to go at him. The Cowboys have a recent history of waiting too long to agree to contracts with their stars, costing them money. They did it last year with Lamb and Dak Prescott, with Lamb waiting to sign until Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson reset the market. Without a new deal for Parsons before March, the Cowboys could find themselves waiting for Steelers edge rusher T.J. Watt and/or Browns edge rusher Myles Garrett to reset the market. Parsons has earned whatever he receives from the Cowboys with 52.5 sacks, 112 quarterback hits, and 256 tackles. He is a four-time Pro Bowler and a two-time All-Pro. Yet, he has made only $17 million on 4 years of his rookie contract. The Cowboys will have to pay him to see him on the field in 2025, and the sooner they do that, the better it will be for the long run. Mick Shots, good, everybody knows their names. And the continuity and familiarity themes continue this offseason with the Dallas Cowboys, something mentioned prominently in my Friday column here on DallasCowboys.com. First, hiring Brian Schottenheimer as the next head coach, someone who had worked in the organization for the past 3 years. Next, hiring Matt Eberflus as the new defensive coordinator, having spent 5 years previously on the Cowboys coaching staff as a linebackers coach and then the defensive passing game coordinator. Next, hiring Nick Sorensen as the new special teams coordinator, someone Schottenheimer had been with over 4 years on 2 different coaching staffs. And now this one is significant, the Cowboys finally announcing the signing of Vice President of Player Personnel Will McClay to a contract extension of undetermined length ahead of his deal expiring after this year's NFL Draft. While other teams this offseason have been firing and hiring general managers left and right, the Cowboys retain the guy who on a day-to-day basis monitors this team's player personnel, pro personnel, and is the head man preparing and executing the draft. This is a real good, in fact, because bet you there were franchises out there snooping around McClay as a potential GM, knowing his contract was about to expire and that for years he has remained loyal to the Joneses and the Cowboys for personal family reasons. Yeah, I mean, the continuity, we built a system that we're very proud of, that it was all of us getting into it and building it and doing that, McClay said on Wednesday from the Senior Bowl, where he and his scouting staff have been all week scouting the various player workouts. And most of the people that we started with that are still here. We know and we understand and we believe in each other. And then with the continuity of the organization, there are people who've had opportunities to be GMs and do all that, and sometimes you don't last for long. It's the people that you know, and you don't know. And again, just knowing the people that are here, which is most important, the hiring of Shotty and what he's doing, there's another opportunity to get better, and I wanted to be a part of it. So McClay, who came into the organization way back in 2002 as defensive coordinator for the franchise's Arena Football League Dallas Desperados, with a leg in the scouting department in the offseason, has not gotten caught up in titles as some on the outside might think. And as he alluded to, GMs do get fired. But they also report to the owner, no different than how this front office here is set up. And don't think Will didn't have a hand in this head coach search, or that he was an independent contractor with Mike McCarthy. The two worked closely together on the personnel side. Was not uncommon to find McCarthy in Will's office during the lead-up to free agency and the draft. In Will, the Cowboys trust, and continue to demonstrate that trust with yet another extension to keep him in the football family, arguably the third or fourth man in charge of football decisions, behind owner Jerry Jones, COO Stephen Jones, and then depending what order you want to put Will and the head coach in. Jerry could say he's taking a shot with Shoddy, and now he is with Will. Welcome back Flues. The hiring of Eberflus as defensive coordinator comes as no surprise. The move was way too obvious. And remember, when putting together a coaching staff, need and availability go hand in hand. The Cowboys needed to replace Mike Zimmer, evidently heading into permanent NFL retirement, and Flues was available, the previous defensive-minded head coach of the Chicago Bears fired after 12 games in his third season. The Bears had struggled along at 4-8 after showing significant improvement in 2023 with a 7-10 record. Always a thankless job when you either don't have a proven franchise QB or are relying on a raw rookie like Caleb Williams this year, despite taking him with the number 1 pick in the 2024 draft. While the defensive coordinator in Indianapolis, the Colts put together 3 winning seasons in 4 years and 3 top 11 finishes in points against. Cowboys conduct OC interview with Cardinals' Clayton Adams. A second candidate has emerged for the Cowboys' offensive coordinator position. Cardinals offensive line coach Clayton Adams interviewed with Dallas yesterday, Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated reports. Even though this is the first one he has been connected to, Orr adds that Adams can be classified as a top candidate for the Cowboys' OC gig. He has yet to operate as a coordinator at the NFL level, although he does have experience as a co-OC dating back to his college tenure. For the past 2 years, Adams has held his current role in Arizona. The 41-year-old stock has benefited from his time with the Cardinals based on his success in guiding the team's ground game. Arizona ranked 4th and 7th, respectively, in terms of rushing yards across the past 2 years. The Cowboys could certainly stand to benefit in that department moving forward, so it will be interesting to see if the summit leads to a serious pursuit on the team's part. Dallas had previously been linked to Falcons tight ends coach Kevin Koger for the OC position. ESPN's Todd Archer notes his interview also took place recently as new head coach Brian Schottenheimer looks to fill out his first staff at the helm of the team. He handled offensive coordinator duties for each of the past 2 years, albeit in a non-play-calling capacity. Schottenheimer will call plays in 2025 regardless of who his first OC hire winds up being. Dallas officially reunited with Matt Eberflus yesterday. The former Bears head coach will operate as the Cowboys' defensive coordinator during his second stint with the franchise. Nick Sorensen, meanwhile, was brought in to handle Dallas special teams shortly after it became clear he would not carry on with the 49ers moving forward. That leaves one coordinator vacancy to be filled in the near future, which could come in the form of a first OC stint for Adams. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Clayton Adams? Leave your opinion in the comments.